Good morning, and welcome to the Career Mastered Inside Career Success Show. I'm Dr. Lisa Wicker, your host, and ecstatic and excited as usual to be present today here on LinkedIn Live, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live. I'm truly ecstatic that this show is our final episode in Series 1, but it's different than our previous shows. Today, we're going to go behind the scenes to chat with our editorial staff of Career Mastered Magazine. Some of our staff is with us today. Yay, let's do that clap. And I will bring them on shortly to introduce you to them. What I would like to share momentarily is that we're really pleased and thankful to LinkedIn to provide this platform for us to talk about women's progress and the advancement of women's leadership. As you know, Career Mastered has been in place since 2018, actually launching with parties in New York City, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Detroit, Michigan. From that small beginning, from that vision, we have grown globally, which is again to advance women's leadership with over 200,000 in circulation digitally. And so we're ecstatic today because we could not be in this space without our editorial staff. And so I want to bring them on to share with you what they do, why they do it. And we're just going to have a girls' chat because it's the holiday. And here we come with, first of all, I'd like to introduce Angianein Wallace. Angianein will tell you about her backstory in a moment. Jody's Fit Life, and she will tell you all about her backstory in a moment. Rocki's Reality, Raquelle Harris, and Dr. Sabrina Jackson. Hey, ladies.
Hello.
Hi.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You couldn't have asked for a better moment and a better complement of fabulous women that get it done, women that support one another, women that love and lift one another's, and women who are compelled to do the business of business in the marketplace. Ladies, that's you and me. I love it.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, ladies.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
Yes, yes. I am so glad that I picked up the phone and I called or text each of you. And as usual, you say yes. And now I just have to tell you, it is not often that we women have an opportunity to have sisterhood like that. And I personally want to share with you that I am grateful for what you do and how you do it. And more importantly, that you have found it in your heart to tell me yes. And it's not every day. And so I want to just personally share with the world and share with everybody that I appreciate you. I appreciate what you bring to the table. I appreciate you as women and as women with spirits of kindness, women with of spirit of let's do it and get it done, and women who have the capacity to do more and help others do more. So let's get started in our conversation today, ladies. And I will say that as we start here, I want to make sure that you know we have people that join us. And Lindell has joined us. There's probably going to be others. And as we talk through, if I see questions, I'll share those with you. And in the meantime, hopefully all of your friends and network is on here to talk with us today. So first and foremost, as I mentioned in our introduction, we've been privileged to have created a medium of content that is substantive and that is global for women to grow. That's what we do. And we started in 2018 with this little idea of let's just make sure that we're doing what we say we're going to do. Hi, Latanya, and all of the women that join us. We just love, love, love our family. And Latanya, by the way, is our senior design editorial graphic director. And without her, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, right? So let's just start off by Angianein telling us just a little bit briefly. We call this the high level, your name and what you do outside of the magazine.
So I'm Angianein Wallace. I am the founder of Eighth Rain Group, which is a wardrobe styling and image consultant agency. And we work or serve our clients around the idea or belief that style speaks louder than words. I have over 20 years of experience in the fashion industry from the corporate retail side. And I've been happily contributing to the magazine for 2 years in the style category.
Awesome. Jody Fits Life, can you tell us a little about your backstory and what you do on a regular daily basis?
Yes, so I have been a fitness expert for years and years. I first got certified to teach step aerobics in 1993. People are always like, I was right out of high school and I started into the fitness thing. So it's only been in probably the past 5 to 8 years that I've really become interested in nutrition and how nutrition affects our overall health. So my degree is in sports medicine, but I've actually expanded my education, and now I am certified as a nutritional consultant and a transformational nutritional coach and a weight loss specialist.
Oh my goodness.
Really, I took advantage of the quarantine from COVID, and I just furthered my education. Wow. And so I'm very excited. I've been doing live TV spots with Live in the D Local 4 since 2015. I've done 2 of those a month. I hosted my own show for 3 seasons on Comcast that was called Jody's Fit Life. And I am very excited because in about 2 weeks, finally, after so much prayer and so many years of bringing all of this together, I'm going to be launching my website, Jody's Fit Life, which is going to be a weight loss website to help women, because truly, unless your health and fitness are aligned and you're walking in your best health, nothing else you do is going to be as powerful and successful as it could be if you were sleeping well, eating well, feeling good, right? All those things. So it's like you got to get the system organized, and then you can start to really succeed in every other area of your life.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait to talk more about that aspect of what we do in the magazine, but thank you so much for being here with us. And of course, Rocki Harris, tell us about your background and what you do. We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
She's on mute.
I'm on mute because family doesn't make noise in the background.
That's okay. Hey, we know how that works. We're all in our home offices.
Right. Well, hi, I'm Rocki. I'm a writer, editor, media personality, podcast host. That is my passion and purpose. But by day, I am a child welfare trainer. So I train protective services workers, foster care, and adoption. But relative to Career Mastered, my niche is interviewing celebrities, influencers, business owners, entrepreneurs. My company, Right Down to It, we specialize in ensuring what you write is right. I am a grammar snob all day. Content, it matters to me. I do bios, press releases, articles, of course. Some of my other publications are rolling out. Parade Magazine, This is R&B, and blacklove.com. And my podcast is Rocki's Reality, which is coming on tonight at 7 p.m. So
we have to show up, don't we, ladies? We have to show up. Okay.
We'll be live on Facebook. So thank you. And YouTube.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Dr. Sabrina Jackson, tell us about your background.
I am Dr. Sabrina, and I am the people expert, as I help people, even if that person is themselves, because I say all the time that we think it's somebody else, and it's really us standing in the need of some help. And so that's what I do in a myriad of ways. I am a clinical therapist by trade. I am a life coach, a business coach, a speaking coach. I am an author. I am a TV radio personality. And ladies, drum roll, please. I am now a fashion designer. I have my own line called Essentially You, because I created a personality assessment model called Essential Colors. And from that, we grew out the Essentially You line. And so be on the lookout, because it's coming. And what I'm so excited about is that I also do a little acting. I'm a thespian. And so I have been in 8 movies as of right now.
Wow.
And got some more coming.
Oh my God.
And actually, tomorrow, I'm just going to slip this in there. Tomorrow, I have a meeting with the executive vice president of Fox Networks. So I've been doing this stuff with Fox 2 here locally since 2014, but we're looking at creating my own show.
Oh, how nice! Well,
Yes, awesome.
we're gonna give you a drum roll on that, and absolutely, that's what it is about: women's progress and women's leadership. And you ladies are leading in your own lanes. There's some commonalities here that I see as we talk about women's progress, women's leadership, and our attributes that we believe are important to women is iconic presence and power, right? And so let's just talk for a moment about those attributes as it relates to women and women's progress and leadership from the lane that you come from. Hi, Whitney Cook. Hi, Kim Sue Montgomery. We got an audience, ladies. We got women on here. Thank you so much. And at the end of the day, I can tell you that Kim Sue, for example, I know she's listening because she's a stylist, a designer, and both you, Angianein and Dr. Sabrina, you guys kind of have synergies there. But let's just talk for a moment, if you will, about the importance of those attributes and women's leadership. How do you see those attributes in the work that you do? And let's start with you, Jody. Let's ask you that. In the work that you do from a fitness and health standpoint, if women are going to be iconic and have presence and power, why is it important for health?
Well, I kind of touched on this before. Sometimes I think women that are carrying a lot of extra weight will brush it off and just not want to address it. And it doesn't mean they're not beautiful, but the reality of it is you're not healthy. Okay. Obesity is a risk factor for hundreds of other diseases. And so you need to really look at it from a health perspective, get real with yourself. And as a professional, we all know in certain areas of our lives, we might need help with something. Diets come and go. People fail a lot. And even, for example, I competed in some fitness shows about 10 years ago, and I'm a certified personal trainer, but I hired a personal trainer because I hadn't done that specific thing. I wanted to be able to step outside my comfort zone. And, even my son was asking me the other day, why would you ever hire a personal trainer? I'm going, you know what? You need to know when you need help. And again, as professionals like Dr. Jackson, she's a life coach. So if somebody's stuck in a certain area, you got to seek out the professionals in that area. And so I really respect women professionals that say, this is one area of my life that I am just a little bit out of balance. My I've been struggling with this for years. I've tried this diet and it just hasn't worked. So when people come to me, number one, they're ready and I'm ready to help them because they made that hardest first step to say, I need help. I'm not able to organize this area of my life on my own. And the thing is, I have done so much studying and training. There's no way anybody could know all these little nuances. Do you realize if you're short in a certain mineral that the other vitamins in your body can't act effectively and none of the systems are going to act and function in the proper way? So therefore your thyroid can't work and you can't burn fat. And it's too much to know and too much to remember. And so rather than overwhelming people with all those mundane little details, I'm like, the second you come to me and say you need help, I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm like, let's go.
Right.
I'm going to be right here with you, helping you along the way. And it's part of being a professional, knowing when we need help and knowing when to step up and ask for it from the right professional.
I love it. I love it. Well, from the standpoint of style, tell us a little bit about the importance of style for women's leadership and their presence, if you could, Angianein.
Well, I think in general, it's important to understand that we all, from the three words that you gave us to go off of, iconic, presence, and power. I think as a leading woman, or just whether you're new in your career or you're a seasoned CEO, I think you have to hone in on what makes you feel powerful, what makes you feel your best. And a lot of times our outer appearance has something to do with that. It's an inside outside reflection. So for me, it's really about tapping into who are you, and then what do you want to say when you walk in the room without opening your mouth? Yeah. What do you want? What is the lasting impression you want to have? And yes, we have all the soft skills that surround appearance, which we do work with individuals. That's the image side with the soft skills. But we definitely hone in and start to put in place, what do you want the outer appearance to be? And it's just important that we empower women of any age, of any race, of any background, to be their best. I mean, I think as women, we have so many roles that we hold in our household, outside of our household. And if you can find a place where you can literally sit down and have a tool that can take you through your lifestyle and give you tangible, realistic ideas and ways to be your best self, I think that why not? It's an easy thing for everyone. So for me, the magazine and my career just was a natural fit from the perspective of empowering women to be their best selves.
I love it. I love it. And then Dr. Sabrina, over in your area of expertise, helping people help themselves, even if it's themselves. Okay. Tell us more about, your perspective of women's leadership and where you feel that you contribute.
Well, I think the first thing about women's leadership is that we have to have self-awareness. We have to know how we're wired, why we do the things that we do. And so it's important to have spaces and places where you can assess that, where you can analyze that, where you can really tap into your own voice and stand in it. So the words iconic, the words presence, the words power, each of us have that, but we have that in various ways. I can't be Rocki. Rocki is in the Rocki lane. And so I have to understand what I bring to the table and stand in it and not confuse confidence with conceit. Because I think so often people confuse the two. They'll say that, oh, she thinks she's all of that. But guess what? Yes, I do. And I should. And so I want to walk in it. And so I don't think that when I see another woman, when I see a Lisa, I see power. I see iconic. And I want to support that. I want to uplift that. I want to talk about what we do to each other, say, embrace excellence. But what I've learned is if you embrace it, you can let it go. So now I say, in the iconic, present, and powerful woman, embody excellence. When you show up, your best shows up.
Yep. I love it. I love it. What you say, do not confuse confidence for conceit. And a lot of times we women and navigating corporate hallways and did it for 30 plus years, certainly had an air. I carry an air. I mean, that's on purpose. Like you say, when I walk in the room, I'm not planning to say anything. I just show up, right? And at the end of the day, when I show up, everything about me shows up without me saying a word, right? That means, but I've already dressed for the part, right? In the meantime, we know also that we are titled, the B word or the aggressive word or whatever that may be, because of someone else's self-limitations, right? Or their lack of self-confidence. They want to put that on us. Rocki, I love how I know you write. I also love the fact that you're a reality woman. That's why it's called Rocki's Reality. So just bring it on home for us about the reality of women in the workplace in terms of the iconic presence and power and how you see that perspective.
Okay, well, it sounds cliche, but representation does matter, and everyone does have a story to tell. And all of we on here are in different disciplines, but I love bringing that story to the forefront. It's some things that just will not go out of style. And women, when we show up, when we're representing, we're pretty much sending the message to ourselves, to our peers, to our children, and to our communities and just society as a whole that we have some value, that we matter, and that everyone's story is not going to look the same. And that's what I love about writing how each woman is iconic in her own way, how her presence is powerful in her own way. I love when I meet people who are different from me, because as we said, we have to, what is it? Robin Kinney said, hire someone who can fulfill your weaknesses. I'm misquoting it, but pretty much hire someone, your strengths, but hire someone, connect with others who can complement you and who you can bring value to and exchange energy with. And so when I'm storytelling, that's when I'm thinking about doing. How do I tell how this person has shown up? How have they affected someone else? How have they been iconic to someone else? How has their presence been powerful? And for women, I just love that we're in a way assigned that task to do, because only we can do it in the way that we do it.
I love it. I love it. Well, I tell you what, each one of you definitely bring so much to the table. More importantly, I like the fact that you bring it in your own iconic way, right? So the magazine for the holiday issue, of course, is out. And as you can see, we know that it is absolutely our copy here. I like to always show it, right? And then, oh, look at everybody's got theirs that have it up. This particular magazine is our holiday issue, and we chose Jasmine Crow as the topic. So let's celebrate, if you will, the holiday, ladies. We have done a great job. We have to give ourselves a hand. And the reason that I love this magazine is because I know the vision that I had when bringing it to the space of the world was that it would be a how-to publication that would allow us to do and tell substantive content, not a lot of advertisement, but a lot of how to. So on average, this magazine is between 60 and 70 plus pages each quarter. And since the beginning of the publication, as I said, with the launch parties in New York and Charlotte and Detroit, this was our original publication where we showcased the astronaut, retired astronaut, Joan Higginbotham. And this magazine was over 100 pages in our first publication to be able to say, we're here. We've shown up. Like I say, we have to have presence and iconic and power. And so what I want to ask you is, why do you write for this publication? What is it about this publication that keeps you connected to the vision of what I have put in place is advancing women's leadership, but more importantly, substantive content, because the industry is competitive. I mean, you can be anywhere, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, about the competitiveness of the magazine industry, which I am now a businesswoman in that industry, okay? So let's hear from, let's start with you, Angianein, and then we'll just go around again to keep it kind of simple.
Well, I love contributing. First of all, it puts me in my happy space when I sit down to write my article. That's the first thing. And second of all, it gives me a chance to connect with our reader from more than just like I said, appearance. So we can talk about clothing. I mean, I think everyone knows that you have so much content at your fingertips. We can Google whatever. We can look at fashion shows without being there. So from my perspective in my industry, as far as fashion, design, image, all of those things, they're out there. The content, it's available. So my challenge to myself is to take that and make it into something that our reader would not know. So how do I compile these things, whether it's the latest trend, whether it's, what's happening in the industry as far as the latest new trinket or anything with style, and how do I make it into something that A, she doesn't already know about, and B, it can be something that they can use. It's evergreen. You can use it today, you can use it tomorrow. It's content I like to put out that if you pick up the first article I wrote in 2019, you can still use it today in 2021. So that's the challenge to myself. I think the latest article that I contributed to in this one, the holiday, was one of my favorite ones that I wrote, which was how to style for your defining moments. And it's just really getting our reader ready for what's next. It's talking through the concepts of defining your defining moments in your career. And I think when we've been quarantined and we've been, sitting back and we've been in loungewear and we've been whatever. And now it's time to move forward. Now we're getting back out in the workplace now. And honestly, some people have never stopped. So I'm not going to take that away from anyone that's still been moving and shaking. And a lot of people have. But this article, particular for me, I wanted to put something out that I felt like would resonate with those that have been ready for their defining moments. And then those of us that are, okay, let's get out of the stretchy pants and put on whatever makes you feel whatever, and get out here and let's be ready for the moments that are going to push us forward in our career. And I wanted to give tangible, real life concepts that could be easily followed. Like I said, and it's evergreen. It's today, tomorrow, whenever. So that's why I contributed. It just helps me get and connect with our reader in a way that I don't get a chance to do when I'm working with individual clients all the time.
Well, I will tell you that she has styled me before too. For all of the Career Master events, this is who styles me. And so let me just say, she does know what she's doing, and this article is about reinventing yourself. Like you say, coming out the stretch pants, how to style for the newness of where we're headed. Right. And I appreciate you being a part of this. It's a how-to. Everything that you bring to the table on style is how-to. Right. And so, Jody, in the space that you are, why do you write for us? And by the way, I do have to say, and again, this, like I say, this is not so formal. This is a girl chat. Jody and I met. I'm not saying through your mother or around your mother, but through church. And I fell in love with her mom. And when I found out that you were her daughter, it was like, wow, okay, now I've fallen in love with her daughter. And I say that because your spirit, as well as all of you on this line, has been, we all have kindred spirits. And I just love what you do. You have never wavered in supporting what we do here, because I know it's for you a giving. Tell us why you write for the magazine and kind of the how-tos of what you bring to every article that's in the pages, both digitally and in print.
Well, I love that you gave me that little sweet intro, because the very first thing that I will say is I write for this article because I want to support you, and I fully believe in you, Lisa, and your vision. Thank you. I absolutely love all of the different businesses you've touched and you've got your hand in. And it's kind of like if Oprah asks you to do something, you're probably smart to say yes, because you want to follow the success. And I feel that way with Dr. Wicker. You know, it's like she asked me to do something and she's got the Midas touch. You're not going to say no.
Oh my gosh. I love that. I'm taking that all in. Come on, I'm going to take that all in. We're just going to have to say that, because my sister had prayed over me that anything that I touch just turns golden. So that prayer has been over me for years. Yes. And when you say that, I actually get emotional. And yeah, I do, because that's what she prayed for.
Look at that. Look at that. And again, you know, she told you that we did meet at church. And so being spiritually connected with God, I really won't move forward in anything until I've prayed about it. And let me tell you that every article I have written has been sweatless. If you all know what that term means biblically, there has never been toil or stress over any of these articles. I take 5 seconds. Lord, what would you like me to write about? Download. I write the article, and it's like nothing. It's easy peasy breezy. So that shows me that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm where I'm supposed to be. Because when things are hard and it's a lot of stress and labor, you need to kind of take a look at where you're at and go, am I in the right spot? Am I doing the right thing here? But writing these articles, kind of like Angianein said, having a larger audience and platform to share this information with is a gift for me. It is a blessing for me. And maybe unlike fashion, where you want that to be timeless, nutrition information does change as science changes and as we learn more. And so it is an ever evolving field where, you guys know, we see eggs are bad for you. Oh, now they're not bad. They're good. Fat's bad. Do low fat, do low carb. So I always want to turn to the science, and I'm looking at articles. It's not opinion based, it's science based, but I am truly open to learning new information about nutrition. And I want to share that with the readership as well as we gather new information. Let's just, because knowledge is power, right? Yep. So, but I'm never closed-minded enough to think that I know everything about nutrition, because who does? I'm not God. I don't know everything, but I know how to gather information, read studies, and then, share that with the readership as well.
Well, I got to tell you, I got emotional there for a moment, because I have always been that person that I never believed that what I have is just for me. And that everything that I have and own belongs to God, but it also is a requirement that we bring other people with us. Yeah. So from my prayer circles to helping people find jobs, even when I was in the corporate hallways, I was always about who could I help. And so getting to this space where we actually now are going towards year 5 of our publication. And, they say you have to have 5 years before things kind of get there. My vision and what I see is that this is not by chance. This is not also a struggle for us. This magazine happened with LaTanya and I talking, and within 3 to 6 months it was out, but it was out with quality, right? From the material that we put this on the paper, to the print house that we use, to the women that write for it. I know that it's not just a digital component that will go away. I will let you know right now, and I say this publicly, that this magazine is here to compete in the industry with the best of the best.
Yeah.
And while we started small, we will end big, and it will be sustainable in the marketplace like any other magazine that you see in a store or on a shelf. And you'll say that you were part of the foundation for it having legs and moving into the space where women will recognize it, and it will be recognized along with the names of Forbes and all others, because just as they have accessibility to the space, we do too. And that's how I see it. Okay.
Woo, yay.
That's where we're headed. That's my goal.
Yeah.
And my goal cannot happen without multiplication. And the multiplication happens through bringing other people along, collaborating. And while you guys are helping me with this goal, I know that it's also helping you with your goals, because at the end of the day, you should take credit for everything that you write. You should be taking the opportunity to share your articles. And then before you know it, we together would have been lifted, right? And I always say that capacity altitude is there because we didn't do it alone. And so, Dr. Sabrina, tell us a little bit about your why. And your articles that you write come from the space of bringing us into the lives of, like, the Clark sisters. You also do a lot with careers and what happens for people and what they need, what they can do to make it better for themselves. She might be hesitant right now.
Well, of course.
So I'm gonna write in chat. I'm gonna write in chat and then try it again. And then I'll
wired the way the basis. And so I am just excited to write to help women in the business space understand what they bring to the table. I think one of my favorite articles was the article that we took a snapshot about how to protect your calm. Because as we look at this pandemic, many people have been dealing with loss and anxiety and depression and all those emotions that are real. And I had the opportunity to use an acronym, which I love acronyms, and the acronym was AGITATED. And I ended the article with specific things in all 5 of our senses that we can do to stay calm, to elevate our calm. And then this month I was assigned to talk to my sister, which is, the Clark sisters, very good friends of mine. The eldest Clark sister, Jackie Clark, is my son's godmother. And so I've traveled with them. I grew up down the street from them. And so we were able to talk with Dorinda Clark Cole and talk about the gift of spirit during all seasons. And so it's really to tap into what different seasons bring to us emotionally and physically, and then how do we deal with them? How do we make sure that we are navigating those seasons appropriately, and to know that it's okay to not be okay, and there's a continuum of well-being to mental illness, and at any given day we are along that continuum.
I love it.
And what tips?
So what Dr. Sabrina is saying in her, because she cut out a little bit. Sometimes you guys know, and we talked about this, we have to go with the flow and deal with the internet system.
That has women. I contact the Holy Spirit.
Could somebody chat with her while I talk? What we ended up doing was what Dr. Sabrina is saying is she actually brought to the table conversation around your calm. In our last magazine, she gave you the ability, especially as we go through this pandemic, tools and strategies how to deal with your calm and your stress. In this particular issue, she's letting us know that she actually connected us to Dorinda Clark, who she provided some insight to the spirit of your soul during the holiday. the actual theme for this particular magazine for the holiday is Season of Soul. And I really, really like it. And on the cover is Jasmine Crowe. And Rocki, you wrote about Jasmine, and you had the privilege of having an exclusive interview with her. Tell us more about that experience.
Well, it's just I've always loved to read and write since I was a kid. So it's just as you said earlier, Lisa, synergy of just combining what I already love to do. And I'm a little sophisticated, meaning I can be professional, but I love to have fun too.
But
So I love
what's the name of that term again?
Sophisticated. So I'm a sophisticated, but I'm also ratchet. So that's what I love about being able to write, because I can write about a vast amount of things. Like when I do for Rolling Out, it's usually celebrities, right? But also with my podcast, I talk about issues such as mental health and infertility and blended families, and criminal justice reform, things of that nature. I love that I that media and writing allows me to write about different topics and to meet different people and learn different styles. And so I loved, I've loved every article because when we connected through Rolling Out,
Yes,
at that time I was looking to get into something more business oriented, something more structured. And so Career Mastered allows me to do that. And so I'm always honored when I can be on the cover, when my stories can be on the cover, because each person I speak to, it's just I get a piece of, you get a piece of the value of what they bring. So, and Jasmine was it was really just refreshing to hear that she just has this altruistic goal of feeding people and wasting less. And to her, it's just that simple. Like it shouldn't have to be this complicated. And I loved like how exhilarating Kim Roxy was of Lamique Beauty, and Latricia Fifi Redman, how she was we had a spiritual moment on the phone. And I love how I can connect with people.
yes.
Like there will be nothing, we can text, we can email, but there's nothing like being able to talk to people. And of course, see them face to face, but thank God we can have Zoom. But even just to connect over the phone, to hear the inflection in their voice and just to connect with them in a way. So that's for me what it's been, Lisa, synergy. And I'm always honored. And I want to echo the accolades that's Jody and Angianein, and I'm sure Dr. Sabrina feel as well. Lisa, you are a gem. You are a gem. And I love how humble you are. And I love how feisty you are. And I just love that energy. And I always brag about you. And I'm just really humbled and honored to be in this circle. And as Jody said, like, when certain people call, you're going to say yes, because you're amongst greatness. And so that's why I always am grateful too when people come onto my podcast. I'm honored because you took the time, because we don't have to.
You don't have to.
And it's always I don't believe in coincidence. I believe that people are connected for a reason.
Yeah.
And so I truly believe whenever I connect with anyone I interview, it's a reason that I've been appointed to tell their story. Wow. And that's what I'm trying to do. So, and that's what I love doing at Career Master.
Well, you know what? I just take it all in, and I love the fact that we are amongst greatness. Each one of you are great women doing great and marvelous things. And that's because you're blessed. You're highly favored. And at the end of the day, we're connected because really it is about giving forward and paying it forward. And everything we do in print or digital, believe me, it's evergreen. And so when we're gone for life to glory, wherever, it's there for people. Somebody will pick it up. Some little girl will pick it up, or some woman, and be able to use what it is we have. So let's say thank you. And I'm saying hello, and Alexandria Rosa, RN, Ola, ¿cómo estás? Hello, Beatrice from Nigeria. We have, let's see who else is here. I know Latanya's on, Montgomery, Kim Sue Montgomery, that's my girl out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and Aja Johnson. I hope I said that right. Say hello, ladies, to our audience, and
thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
Absolutely. So what we've actually covered is our circulation digitally has grown to over 200,000 because we're now on Amazon.com, ladies.
Ooh,
and we appreciate that. We were able to build a partnership with another company who is about the business of helping companies like myself expand our reach digitally. So not only are we there on Amazon, but we also are on what's called Flipster, which puts us with universities and libraries. So we are all over the globe in libraries as well as universities so that they can digitally download the magazine for their audiences. We are also on issue.com, which you know is absolutely around the globe. So our footprint is there. And the fact of the matter is that the magazine actually started after the concept of the Career Mastered, but now we flipped the model and the magazine drives everything we do. So this show is the official Career Mastered Inside Career Success Show magazine. And the idea really is to expand the brand, and hopefully at some time during the next year for season 2, you'll be willing to host this show for me. Not only it doesn't just happen to be me, but I would love the fact that we can rotate and have a different one of you host the show with what we call the proven leadership. So the idea around this show is that we bring on women who have proven themselves in the marketplace so that other women who want to be or to assimilate to those levels will know how they've done it. So we've had people on the show from Verizon, Monica Hammond. We've had people on the show from Mercedes-Benz, Erica Bolden. We've had people on the show that certainly if I go through the roster, I'm going to miss someone. But we just want to thank those women and women like them for taking the time from their busy schedule to join us. Now, if I could just take a moment, and I'm just going to share with the team, with the audience, this is our holiday issue. You can pick it up on Amazon. That's what our audience is asking. Amazon.com, or you can pick it up at careermaster.com, or you can pick it up at issue.com, and or you can actually get subscriptions by becoming a member of our organization. Now, this was Abanio Rosario. This was our fall edition. Abanio Rosario is the CEO of FDLA, which is the Federation of Latin America Designers. She actually created and founded an organization to bring Latin America designers to New York Fashion Week. So we go from the corporate hallways to New York Fashion Week. In fact, she just invited us to Art Basel in Miami. So she's actually now a partner with us. We've actually been in contact with this woman. You guys know who she is, and this is AC Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. Gave us the privilege of having her in our magazine, and we have her on the cover of one of the magazines. And then, of course, we have had none other than our current Vice President Kamala Harris on the cover. And to just give you a sense of what we do, we've also had UNC Charlotte College women on the cover. So I just wanted to give you a flavor and have you think about our audience to know that really we are looking for the ability to tell her story. And we are able to do that by reaching out. We also receive comments from people to give us ideas of storylines. But more importantly, we want this magazine to be one that circulates from one hand to the other. So having said that, now I've told you how to get the magazine. I've also shared with the show our editorial staff. Some of our writers have told us why they write. Let us have a moment just to thank our editorial staff that's not there. And so I'm going to take the time, and I think you guys will give me that time just for a moment to just shout out their names. I know they're not all here. I had hoped that some of them would be able to join us today, but people, this is the season where people are really, really trying to get it done. So again, we have Tisha Hammond, who's traveling right now. She is our senior copy editor, and you all connect with her each quarter as you write for the magazine. We have Rochelle Andrews, who is a writer around makeup and of the art of beauty for getting our faces right and our skin right. And she's a contributing writer. We have Zanelle Brown out of Detroit, who is an attorney and author who writes for us. We have Marcy Bryant, MBA, who is a contributing writer who also writes for us. Marcy oftentimes write in the finance arena. She can pretty much right in any form of entrepreneurship and STEM. She's pretty good at any subject that we provide. Amber Cabral, who is also a diversity strategist, writes for the magazine. Then you guys know we do the bookshelf, right? Each quarter we provide ideas for the book, and that's Tiffany Courtney. Candace Creer, we want to thank her. Brian Daugherty, Nicole Hudson, Dr. Eugenia Orr, Lisa Nichols, Hatley Roy, Kavana Stigl, Evelyn Somerville, and Mary Wells. Now, that's a huge editorial staff. Did you guys think we'd grow that big that fast?
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised at all. You can do it. You can do it all. Lisa.
Right.
I mean, you're definitely someone who's shown me that. I remember a long time ago, someone told me the answer is always no if you don't ask.
Yep.
And you're definitely someone who's taught me that just ask.
Yep.
Just ask, put it out there. And especially when it's something that's scary, ask. So
right.
I'm not surprised that we have expanded.
One of my guests on the show, she left us with this career master moment. She said, if you don't ASK, you don't GET.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Okay.
That sounds about
And
right.
sometimes you have to ask different people.
You know,
Sometimes you have to ask different people.
Right.
Because even if one person says no, that doesn't mean that that's what the answer is.
Right.
You can move on to someone who can provide the yes.
And
Right.
sometimes you can just go back. A no can sometimes just be a not now. It's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But I think circling back and just being a willing person to put yourself out there, which Lisa, you definitely ask and keep it moving. If whatever, response you get back. So
Right. You're right, Angianein. I will stalk some of my guests. I will literally email. No, I'm serious. I will email them. I'll call them. I will, if I get a phone number, I'll directly call. I'll email, and just be persistent. Sometimes, I mean, and there's sometimes some connections aren't meant to happen.
absolutely.
But if I know, like, if God or the spirit or the universe is telling me to keep pushing, that's what I do. So
I love it. I love it. And
Well,
Dr. Sabrina, what did you say?
Yeah, I was just going to say that one of the things that's important is the number one way to teach a behavioral or a social skill is by modeling. And I will say that, Lisa, you are a model for not just us to follow, but for women around the world to follow. You are setting forth a roadmap so that other women can do what their dreams are. Because I think sometimes we don't know how we want to do it. But when we see someone that is making it happen, that is a model, because success leaves clues, and you're giving us clues every day.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, I tell you what, this talk today is refreshing. I can't wait till next year to see, where we go and how we continue to grow. But one of the things I want to leave our audience with, our theme for this particular issue is seasoning the soul. And as you know, I've written in my publisher's note, we too have seasons in our lives, and each season has a moment and purpose. Why don't you tell us, each of you, how are you seasoning your soul right now? Maybe through the holiday or just the moment that you're in. So I'll start with you, Jody.
Without oversharing personal things about the family, I have 2 teenage boys. And as I don't know if all of you are moms, but when you're a mom, what the kids go through, you go through. It's just not the truth. And one of my sons has been going through something very difficult. And therefore, I have been going through something very difficult, right?
Yeah.
But to say, of course, every single day is prayer, right? All day. But I have found that if I don't exercise, my stress level gets so much worse.
Yeah.
It skyrockets. And the funny thing, you mentioned my mom, who is my very best friend. She said, I think you might be addicted to exercise. I have my degree in sports medicine. I was a college cheerleader. Fitness and moving has always been part of who I am. And if I skip days, especially right now in this season, because it's the holidays and we're busy working, I'm getting ready to launch my website. My son's going through these issues.
Yeah.
I feel so much worse when I won't exercise. So I take time and I schedule my workouts. I don't risk it, because if I wait to see how I feel, I'm not going to want to go do it. And that may be surprising for you to hear as a fitness expert. Like, what? No, it's not just natural. I'm not a robot. I would way rather stay snuggled up or, just not take the time to do it. But I've learned discipline over the years. And I know that when I finish, there's like a release. The endorphins go up and just the stress hormones stay balanced when I do regularly exercise and I don't skip my workouts and my physical activity. Yes. And a lot of people haven't discovered this gem because it really is a gift. God created our bodies with muscles and bones and tissues that are meant to move. And I always say, if you look at the Bible, somebody figured it out and calculated that Jesus walked the distance around the whole earth, around the whole equator.
Wow.
In his 33 years. And I'm like, that says something.
Yeah.
He knew he wasn't going to be born at a time that there was technology and cars and vehicles. So he walked it, girls. He walked it. I always think, Jesus can do it. I can do it. Yeah. And moving your body is a good stress reliever. You can do it for free. All the side effects are positive, right? If you're doing it carefully. So I just encourage you, man, just go for a walk. If you're not a regular exerciser and you don't have a gym or a plan, move your body. Just move. That's what you were meant to do. We were all meant to do it. And for me, it's been a lifesaver.
I love it. So move your body in this season. And I think the four of us will say, hopefully you feel our spirit and our synergies coming towards you to support you in this moment of whatever your son is going through. So we can just stop right now this show and just say, hey, our prayers will lift him up. And whatever he's going through, we know that God will get him through it along with you. So we just call it done. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right. So Rocki, tell us what your season soul is. What is the birthday season?
Speaking of kids, well, you said earlier, what do you do from day to day? I'm like, oh my gosh. Because my children are 18 and 10. So the pandemic has really taught me to slow down and say no sometimes and do things that know that self-care is not selfish. So now I'm currently reading Cicely Tyson's memoir, Just As I Am.
Oh, wow.
That seasons my soul because to be inspired by that greatness. Also, I take time where I do nothing, where I just relax. I have a cup of tea. I go to lunch by myself. I take a little longer when I'm at the grocery store just to walk around. And I disengage when I need to because sometimes I can get overloaded. So that's how I season my soul to make sure that I'm okay so I can show up like I need to. So that's just, and I'm always reading and consuming and information. So that's how I season my soul. I'm a black nerd. So I'm always reading something.
I love these combination words, I love these combination words, girl. I'm gonna have to get me a dictionary.
I'm always reading something, and just participating in things like this season my soul, Lisa. So again, thank you. I appreciate you for inviting me.
I love it. I love it. Angianein, tell us about seasoning your soul in this time.
So right now, seasoning my soul is doing things such as this. I agree with what Rocki just said. I am a new mom, though. I have a 1-year-old. And so for the past year, it's just been, all the stages of being a new mom. And so now I'm re-engaging in a real way to my career and kind of getting that back in the space that I want it to be in. And so balancing, which all working moms have had to do, just balancing that. So I'm in the season where I'm with him if that's where I need to be, but I'm also giving myself permission to be with work when I need to do that. And then permission to just do nothing when I want to do nothing. So I think just right now for me, I'm in the season of just all things, taking care of myself, being self-aware of where I am in the moment and being present in that moment, whatever that is. So
I love it. I love it. Thank you. And Dr. Sabrina.
Well, for me, one of the things, and you know this, Lisa, that I had been ill this year. I was hospitalized for 28 days with COVID. And so it taught me some things. And one of the things that it taught me is that laughter is medicine for your soul.
Amen.
So I laugh on purpose.
Yes.
I laugh every day on purpose. I find something funny. I either listen to something on Pandora, a comedian that I like, or I watch a funny movie, or I watch those things from Steve Harvey from the Family Feud show and laugh hysterically. So I laugh on purpose. And the other thing is that I tap into things that bring me joy. The things that bring me joy, and I do them on purpose. So I love singing. I happen to sing as well. And so I do karaoke every Wednesday night. I love karaoke.
Where do you go? Where?
At Baker's.
Oh, I love
my
it.
goodness. Can we see it? Do you ever do it live so we can see it?
You know what? Other people have, certain friends of mine have taped me up singing. So it's out there in the Facebook world, but I don't let them put it on my phone. But yeah, I do. I do sing. I do.
Awesome. Well, first of all, we are so glad that God showed favor on you, because yes, you were. My goodness, we appreciate you sharing those times that you were there in the hospital and giving us updates. You know, those friends of yours that were lifting and praying for you, because you were in a moment of a valley, but he let you continue to see the peak of the hill, sweetie, and walk you right up that hill to understand that he had you all along. But you were seriously there. So I am so grateful that your smiling face is right here today with us, and that through it all, you kept your faith and didn't waver. There was no doubt in your mind. And so I certainly know that all of us on here are women of faith and Christians, and I appreciate that. And I'm not ashamed to say it. And I would like to be able to say that in this season of my life, my seasoning of the soul is my purpose right now. I know right now that everything that I do is on purpose and with a purpose. And that moment of there, and that aha is really about all the work that you see me doing. I share with women that, you know, some people say, oh, you're busy. No, you guys don't understand. This is not about busy. This is about purpose and what God has asked me to do. So I am in the season of listening, and the season of obedience, and the season of walking it out, right? And so all of us at some point in our lives will have that moment where you really, truly know. You do not have to guess that this is the purpose walk, okay? So I'm excited to share that there's a different feeling in that moment. There's a different maturity in that moment. And you certainly have this aroma and this feeling that the orchestration of that purpose is so effortless, but yet so defining that you can see it. Okay. And I don't know how else to explain it except that I'm having fun. Okay, so let's have some fun, y'all. Let's have some fun. Okay, now we're gonna end this by you just telling us, what are you doing for the holiday? I'm celebrating Christmas. Everybody doesn't. I'm a Christmas girl. This is my favorite season. My mom loved it. I love it, and I love buying gifts. So I just share with Angianein, I just got a few more things to do, but I cook till I can't cook no more. And so I'll be going to the grocery store and getting my groceries so that I can cook all of my favorite and eat, you know, until I can't eat anymore. And then January, I know what I have to do. So Jody, don't hear that part, but I am getting ready to just do all I need to do to worry about that in the new season. So tell us quickly as we hang up, what are you doing for fun, Angianein?
For fun, just hanging out with friends, family, nothing major. Christmas is already kind of stressful for me anyway. I like buying gifts year round. So just this one time to buy a bunch of gifts for people stresses me out completely. So I don't know. It's not, I love the season of the year, but I don't necessarily like the pressure that I probably put on myself. That's it.
And she does buy lovely gifts, y'all. I'm just saying. Okay, Jody, what's up? What's up with your fun?
Yeah, just so you all don't think like I'm super crazy and extreme. I'm actually building miniature gingerbread houses that, if you've ever seen them, they sit on the side of a mug.
Yeah.
Because I bake a lot. And I know it's like, what, the fitness girl that bakes? But this year I was like, I need to get a little more economical about my giving and not give people stuff they don't want. And it's going to be a labor of love. And I'm like, help me, Lord, because I've never done this before.
Wow.
Like 2 inches by 2 inches, little baby gingerbread houses. So let's see. Watch my Instagram post, and if it's a disaster, I'll still post. But hopefully,
Well, hey, I can't wait to see it. That is so cool. That is
I
cool.
would love to taste one of those. Jody, are you here in Michigan?
I am. Yes. Where do you live?
She might have to connect.
What's the Instagram?
We'll have to connect.
Yeah. And what are you doing, Rocki?
I am actually enjoying my daughter being home. She just finished her first semester at Spelman with 3.5 GPA.
Awesome.
So I'm proud of that. First semester down.
Go Sydney.
And my son will be 11 after the new year. My husband and son's birthday are both in January. So Christmas for me with the family, we're going to my aunt's home. And I'm just grateful to be with family.
Awesome.
Just grateful to be with family. And I haven't decorated yet.
Don't worry about it.
This year has been very busy, and I'm like, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. My living room is it's in disarray right now. So I'm just trying to just take it day by day and just be appreciative and not get caught up in the commercialization of it.
Right.
But I am looking like you, Lisa. I'll probably be in January, and I am trying to watch it.
Yeah, I know.
But day where I'll probably be like full steam ahead with being much more disciplined.
Awesome. And Dr. Sabrina, what are you doing for fun for the Christmas season?
I am going to San Diego.
Whoa.
Because I do not like
snap.
So I'm going to San Diego to spend time with my son. And can I do just a little ditty as we close?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so glad we've had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long.
Oh.
God bless you.
God bless you guys. I love you. Merry Christmas. Thank you for
too.
being here, and how wonderful to end the show. Thank you, ladies, and we'll see
Happy
you
holidays.
later. Happy holidays.
Take care.
Bye-bye. See you later.